Good morning, Year 5, and welcome to our next SPAG lesson. As per usual, I'd like you to open your exercise books, write SPAG at the top of your page, today's LO, which is to consolidate my understanding of adverbs, today's date, Thursday, 14th of January, and then you can get your writing done below. Remember, you can pause the video, rewind, replay the video at any point you like, and remember when you see this little image in the bottom right-hand corner, that's when I would like you to do some writing. Okay. So our step one is recognizing adverbs. So before we begin, I'd just like to pause the video and identify the verbs that are in the sentence below. So you don't have to do any writing, just pause the video and highlight each verb in the sentences. Okay, let's have a look at the answers now. I can play out in the garden when I finish my homework. Okay, so remember they are the verbs, they are the doing words. That's what is happening. So I can play, he's playing, finishing, and then the other sentences we've got soared, enjoying, crawled, and lay. Should have been pretty straightforward. Okay, now I want you to highlight all the words in the word bank that are adverbs or adverbial. So just pause the video and give that a go for me. Before you try that, just a reminder that adverbs are words that describe verbs. Adverbials are exactly the same, however, they're a group of words instead of just the one. So highlight all the words that are adverbs or adverbials below. Okay, so we'll look at the answers. We've got yearly, sometimes, fortnightly, and every few days. They are your adverbs or adverbials. Moving on, now I want you to highlight the adverb or adverbial in the following sentence. So my class had regular swimming lessons and several of us are learning backstroke this week. So you've got to work out what the verb is and then work out what is described in the verb. So I'll give you a clue. It describes when it happens, when the verb is happening. Okay, let's have a look at the answer. So it's this week. Okay, so they are learning backstroke, learning being your verb, and it's happening this week, your adverb or your adverbial. What type of adverb or adverbial is underlined in the sentence below? So we've got down the hill, Monty and Ahab were gathering firewood, but from the top, we could not see how they were doing. So from the top, this is the adverbial that's underlined. What type of adverbial is it? So what is it describing? Is it describing when it happens, where it happens, or how it happens? Okay, so we know it's an adverb of place. It's describing where the verb happens. It's an adverb of place. Using adverbs. So rewrite the sentence with every second using the correct place. Remember, you can see this little image in the bottom corner. So I'd like you to do some writing. So I want you to rewrite the sentence below using and adding this adverbial every second into the sentence, into the correct place. Okay, let's have a look at the answers. So we've got possible suggestions you can use. So he's so excited about Christmas that every second he keeps asking how many days are left. Okay, or you can put it asking every second how many days are left, or you can add it right at the end as well. Change the adverb in the sentence below so that the action is changed. So again, do some writing for me. So the man walked carefully across the dance floor, trying not to slip on the shiny surface. So first you need to identify the adverb. So the man walked carefully across the dance floor, trying not to slip on the shiny surface. So which word is describing the verb? And then I want you to change that word to a different adverb to change how that verb is happening. Okay, let's have a look at the answer, or the answers possible. So we've got various answers like clumsily or unsteadily. So obviously carefully is our adverb, is carefully walking. So we can change that to clumsily or unsteadily. That's how he's walking across the dance floor. Okay, it changes the action. Charlie's written the sentence. How could he change the meaning by changing the adverb? So again, I want you to identify the adverb in the sentence, just like you did on the last slide. And then I want you to change that adverb to a different one, and that should hopefully completely change the sentence or the meaning of the sentence. So have a go at that for me. Okay, let's have a look at some possible answers. So the puppies were frantically trying to get their mother for some milk. So he could change the word frantically for carefully or happily. There's just a couple of ideas. This would change how the puppies were trying to get to their mother, from a panicked way to a more calm or happy way. Okay, so you've got to change that adverb frantically to a different adverb. So recognizing adverbs to indicate degrees of possibility. Now we touched on this a little bit before Christmas as well, but we'll give it another go. So some adverbs and adverbial phrases tell us how certain or uncertain something is to happen. Can you sort the adverbs into the correct category in the table? So for example, we have definitely here. Okay, this shows how certain or how uncertain is something to happen. Okay, it's saying how certain. For the next one, awkwardly, that's showing how something happens. Okay, it shows it's awkwardly done. That's how it's. So it's awkwardly done. I would like you to then go through the rest of these for me and try and put them into the correct spot in the table. I'll give you a clue. I've given you the first two, and there are 2 words in each of the boxes. Okay, pause the video, give that a go for me. Okay, let's have a look at the answers now. So we've got afterwards and eventually, that's when it's happening. Daily, sometimes, how often. Between, nearby, that's showing where something happens. Awkwardly and rapidly, how something happens. And definitely and possibly show how certain or uncertain something is to happen. Rewrite the sentence for me now with a different adverb from the word bank to make the event less likely. So you've got to identify the adverb in the sentence. So we will definitely have to stay indoors at lunchtime today as the scorching sunshine is far too hot. So I want you to identify the adverb and then replace it with one of these in this box here to make the event less likely to happen. Pause the video and give that a go for me. Okay, so we will potentially have to stay indoors at lunchtime today as the scorching sunshine is far too hot. So the adverb in the first sentence was definitely. Okay, so it's showing that it's definitely going to have to stay indoors. We wanted to make it less likely, so chose the word potentially. So we will potentially have to stay indoors, so it's not a definite. Less likely to happen. Finally, using adverbs to indicate degrees of possibility, so rewrite the sentence to make it more certain. The traffic will probably be quite busy because we are setting off during rush hour. So again, identify your adverb and then replace it with a different adverb to make it more certain. Again, I want you to write this down in your books, please. Have a look at the answers now. So various answers. So we've got the traffic will undoubtedly be quite busy because we are setting off during rush hour. Or you might have put the traffic will definitely be quite busy because we are setting off during rush hour. Okay. Next one, rewrite the sentence below to include an adverb from the word bank. So again, I want you to look at one of these adverbs and insert it into this sentence above. So she had enjoyed the book because she had recommended it to all her friends. So choose one of these that makes sense and add it into the correct part in the sentence below. Again, I want you to write this in your books, please. Okay, let's have a look at the answers. So we've got she had obviously enjoyed the book because she had recommended it to all of her friends. Okay, obviously being the adverb that makes sense in the sentence. Okay, year 5, and finally rewrite the sentence below and fill in the blank to give 2 different meanings, one where it is certain and one where it is uncertain. So you're going to copy the sentence down twice, adding in a different adverb each time, one that makes it a certainty that it will happen and one that will be uncertain that it will happen. Okay, let's look at quick answers. There we go. The building would definitely have a shopping centre, and the new building will possibly have a shopping centre. Okay, year 5, and that's everything. I'd like you to get on with your worksheet now. Hopefully that all makes sense. Feel free to contact me if you need any support with anything. Okay, thank you very much, year 5. Enjoy the rest of your day.